thank you for joining us on Life TV for the 2016 Oshkosh Memorial Day Procession. I'm your host, Emily Mikowski from Life TV, from Oshkosh Media, and I'm sitting alongside my friend Mike Hurt, who's going to be co-hosting with me today. So thanks so much for joining us on this beautiful day, Mike.
It's truly a pleasure to be here, and again to be a part of the Oshkosh Memorial Day Procession. And again, today is about America's Fallen. And today the viewers are going to be able to see the great support that this community has in recognition and tribute.
Yes, and that's what we're here for today. The procession is leading up to Riverside Cemetery for some more ceremonies over there. But like you said, we're honoring our fallen veterans today, or our fallen heroes who have made the ultimate sacrifice for our freedoms here. So,
and looks at this time that we have the Marine Corps Auxiliary. They do a wonderful job in terms of supporting the Marine Corps League and ensuring that they're successful with their mission. But again, going back to General Logan, he put that order out, and since that time, you know, we as Americans have pulled together, and on this day, we honor those that have fallen. We honor those that have given that ultimate sacrifice.
And that's what today is all about. So
Absolutely.
we just saw the Marine Corps League go by, and now who have we got coming up here? Oshkosh Police?
It looks like we have the Oshkosh Police Department, and Lieutenant Brian Schuldes is the leader with this group, and here is their color guard. They are looking sharp. Boots are shine. They're looking pretty strapped, and
the crowd is applauding.
Right.
It's a very special part of the parade to kind of support our local police officers.
Absolutely, representing us well. The other thing we need to mention real quickly is that it is, believe it or not, I can't believe the passage of time, but it is the 25th anniversary of Operation Desert Storm. And at this time we have the color guard of the Veterans of Foreign Wars, VFW. Their post is Florian Lambert, post 1908. Post commander is Nicholas Brewer. And they have Desert Storm veterans as well that are with us. And that is Tom Skog, Greg Postel, Jim Woodland, and Terry Roll. And the VFW, their mission is to foster camaraderie among U.S. veterans for overseas conflicts, and they serve our veterans and the community. And their post is located at 190 Rosalia Street in Oshkosh. And along is the
Ladies Auxiliary VFW.
Absolutely.
Wonderful.
But
and I think I hear a band coming up.
Absolutely, that is a great part, but that is should be mentioned with the procession. You'll see hear the bands playing musical selections in time with the armed forces.
Yes. And we've got the VFW band. Wonderful.
Yep, we have the VFW band, very unique. Here we go. Enjoy the music, people.
Very nice. A lot of great patriotic music today. That's all we're going to hear today is some great, your grand old flag, good patriotic stuff.
Absolutely. It's very, very inspiring, and really kind of sets the pace.
Yes.
And again, going back that it is a procession, it's to honor the fallen. And so one of the things that you'll see, there's our speaker, and our speaker is Lieutenant Colonel Randy Harris, a good friend of mine. He is a Bosnia and Operation Iraqi Freedom veteran.
Wow.
And so we'll be very blessed to hear him speak at the cemetery.
Yes, and we got to take a minute and thank the Friends of OCM for bringing us the parade on Life TV today. They support Oshkosh media and community media in general, so we got to thank them, as well as 101.9 Oshkosh FM, which is celebrating their 10-year anniversary this year. So thanks to the Friends of OCM for bringing us the procession today.
Absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, and it was 25 years ago that the 1157th National Guard unit here right in Oshkosh deployed. And here is our mayor, Mayor Cummings, former Marine.
Hi.
There we go. glad that he's a part of today's procession as well.
Yes.
That's a great show of support for our fallen. And here is Lee Schuff. Lee is a great guy. He is the chaplain for today's ceremony at the cemetery, and he is also a Purple Heart recipient, and we are so glad to see him here today.
And coming up before it gets too loud, we've got Perry Tippler Middle School 7th and 8th grade band led by Kevin Rhodes. And I believe they're performing You're a Grand Old Flag today.
There we go.
Let's take a listen. Wonderful.
This is a part that I really enjoy. But we have the Oshkosh Volunteers, Company E, 2nd Wisconsin, again going back to that tribute of the Civil War time period. And the leader is Captain Charles Bagnaski. So I got to tell you, it's got to be incredibly hot in those uniforms.
I know. I was just thinking that it's warm in the sun here, but we can't really complain, can we?
No.
Right?
But it's just phenomenal
Yes.
with the uniforms they have, and they really reflect that time period. Here we go, everybody.
Very cool.
And Company E was the first company of volunteers from Oshkosh to answer President Lincoln's call for a soldier at the very beginning of the American Civil War. When they left Oshkosh for Camp Randall and Madison, they were known as the Oshkosh Volunteers. And once integrated in the 2nd Regiment, they became Company E, and they served from the first Bull Run all the way to Gettysburg.
And they are led by Captain Charles Bagneski.
Absolutely. Hey, and I think right here we have our good friends with the we have some World War II veterans right here. Wow, the greatest generation.
Yes.
Fantastic.
Some awesome vehicles we're seeing here. We're going to see a lot of really great vehicles
And
today,
right now we have a Desert Storm veteran. We have Chuck Butzloff. And Chuck is also a Red Arrow guy as well. And these vehicles are donated by the Military Veterans Museum.
And now we've got Carl Traeger School's band coming up here. Some more great music, and I have to say, it's hard to believe they're middle school.
Absolutely. Veterans, that's the chapter that I'm with, and we do have Desert Storm veterans with them as well.
Oh, wonderful.
And we have Fred Hamill, and he's the commander for the chapter, and Fred's a great guy. He served in Desert Storm, but he also served in Mogadishu and worked on helicopters, so we just have some incredible people here.
So how often does the DAV chapter meet?
Well, the DAV chapter, we meet the 4th Tuesday of the month, 7 o'clock. We meet at the Elks Lodge, and we are very open to meeting with members that have service-connected disabilities. Okay. And looks like right now we are having the AMVETS coming up, and their post commander is Jeff Bedward. They're a veterans organization. They do their monthly meetings at 4715 Sherman Road, and the mission of AMVETS is to enhance and safeguard the entitlement of all American veterans who've served honorably and to improve the quality of life for them. AMVETS is a great organization. We have Ron Griffin up there. Ron is a Desert Storm. Good to see you, Ron. And Ron is, I believe Ron's a Vietnam veteran, if I'm correct.
Okay.
And their eligibility to join is based upon honorable service in the military, which includes the Army Reserve and the National Guard. And again, we have our great folks with AMVETS, Jim Tratz and Kathy Tratz as well. And that is AMVETS Post 7. They are just super posts and do just they do a very dynamic job in the community.
Yes. And coming up next, we've got Merrill Middle School Band led by Charles Bauer. They are under the direction of Charles Bauer and will be playing America the Beautiful. So let's take a listen. Charles Bauer, their leader. He is actually in his 12th year of teaching and 5th year at Merrill Middle School. He also served 6 years with the Wisconsin Army National Guard as a wheeled vehicle mechanic and vehicle recovery sergeant.
Wow,
So very cool.
That is fantastic.
So if you're just tuning into the procession now and you want to see it, you can go on our website at oshkoshmedia.org and see our schedules. You'll see when the replay times are. We're located on Time Warner Cable channel 10-2 or 97-10. Excuse me, 97-2.
The other thing that we need to do real quick is we got to give a shout out to our old friend Doc Sunleitner.
Yes, good old Doc.
Yeah, when I very first started, it was Doc who brought me into the veterans community, and Doc worked on obviously he worked down at the cemetery with the events down there. Plus, worked with both of us here.
Yes, he is a local celebrity. If you ever see him,
oh yeah,
he's
great
everybody's
guy.
saying hi to him. So gotta give thanks, Doc, and I hope he's watching today.
Oh,
too.
hope so too. Hey, and we have the American Legion right now. It's a patriotic veterans organization, promotes helpfulness and mutual growth. Their post commander is Norbert Gray, and they hold their meetings at the Waters in Oshkosh, and they are the nation's largest wartime veteran service organization. Eligibility is based upon serving federal duty in the U.S. Armed Forces during wartime. And here is their commander. And again, they do just a great job in our community.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the things so important with these veterans organizations is that they help other veterans. And they work with them, and they really do promote great things in this city. And I need to say, from my own standpoint, we have a very generous city that we live in, and they do make a difference.
Definitely.
Here again, we continue. We have the American Legion driving on and looking good. Post 70 here in Oshkosh.
All right, we got some motorcycles coming up here. Very
we
cool.
have the AMVET Riders. They are joining us as well. Looking good. All right. All right, fantastic. That was great. But there is such a connection with the motorcycle community and the veterans. It's just phenomenal. So it's great to have the AMVET Riders here.
Yes, and while we got a minute, I gotta give a little plug. If you're on social media, make sure to follow Oshkosh Media on Facebook. Follow the City of Oshkosh on Twitter. You'll see all the updates, and we'll be posting the video for the procession today too on those pages, so you'll be able to watch it online. Now we've got Lourdes Academy Middle School, High School bands. That's led by Michelle Sorensen.
And it sounds like they are playing a little bit of Navy music here. So listen and enjoy.
By students from who are their drum majors, Laura Shire and Al DeGroot.
As an old Army guy, I just enjoyed that song.
Oh,
all right.
So good.
There we
and
go.
We got another really cool vehicle here.
Yeah, and we have some of the vehicles donated by the Military Veterans Museum.
Yeah, got to check out the Military Veterans Museum. They've got a lot of really cool stuff to see, and I'm sure we'll see more of them later on in the procession too.
And at this time, it looks like we have the Oshkosh Elks Lodge 292. The leader of them is Chris Carrick, and the Scouts. Looks like the Scouts are carrying their banner.
Wonderful.
And the lodge is a charitable organization founded in 1895. And the Elks invest in their community through programs for our youth, such as scholarships, providing dictionaries to local third graders, drug awareness, the hoop, shoot, and soccer shoot, and Boys and Girl Scouts.
So the banner holders were the Boy Scout Troop number 606 with the flags and the float pulled by a truck. And there's more
here
marchers.
Are the Elks.
Yes.
Good morning.
Good morning.
All right. And their charitable giving also helps Respite Camp at Camp Weebach and veterans programs, and a favorite to me is Wisconsin King Veterans Home and their Christmas charities.
Yes.
So thank you so much, Oshkosh Elks.
And so we're here watching the procession today, and they're all going to end up down at Riverside Cemetery, which is why we call it a procession.
Yeah, and you know what's a good point I really want to bring out real quick is the main event actually for Memorial Day is the cemetery.
Uh-huh.
And the procession is kind of what brings us here. 4th of July, when the parade ends, everything's done. But really, I encourage people to head down to the cemetery.
Yes.
And at this time, looks like we have the Knights of Columbus.
We've got the Knights of Columbus. They're a charitable Catholic organization that prides itself in being men of faith in action. They support Special Olympics, Coats for Kids, and Habitat for Humanity.
And
the Knights of Columbus meet at St. Raphael's, the Archangel Church in Oshkosh.
And their commander is William Zwicky.
Yes.
So they look great. Hey, good morning. Looks like we have West High School.
Got another band coming up, led by Dan Singer and Brian Wilson. 250 people in that group.
Wow, that's phenomenal. And the Oshkosh West School Band, they have a long tradition of excellence in music education. And the band was actually founded in 1919. Wow.
It's a long time ago.
Yeah, it was.
Let's take a listen.
It is beautiful. And the leaders are Dan Singer and Brian Wilson.
Yes, and in the spring of 2017, they're going to be traveling to California to perform at Disneyland. Very
wow.
Cool.
They are just incredible. We are so blessed as a community with such talent.
Yes. Oh, we've got some unicyclers here doing some tricks for us. And I'm getting dizzy just watching them. All right, so we've got some really cool vehicles coming up now from the Military Veterans
Yes,
Museum.
we do, absolutely. Military Veterans Museum. Should be mentioned that they are located on Poberezny Road. The mission of the Military Veterans Museum Education Center is to honor our nation's military history through education and preservation. Dave Kirsten is the museum, all right, is the museum president at this time. And the museum is open Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays. Also, to share with you, they love giving tours, especially to school groups. So please just give a call, come on down, and they just do a phenomenal job
a lot of great stuff out there.
Of preserving our history.
And they're always looking for volunteers too. So if anyone's interested in helping out in any way at all, definitely give them a call or stop out on the weekends.
And they also, I got to tell you, they have an excellent PX there. And I have to admit, my wallet gets very light when I go through because
yes.
It's just great. So please, the Military Veterans Museum, stop on by, check them out. They're a great resource to this community.
And this is just a small sampling of all the vehicles they have. It's not just vehicles. They've got a lot of really cool artifacts and things too from all over the time.
They have a Soviet tank.
They have.
Where in Oshkosh are you going to see a Soviet tank? But at the Military Veterans
which made a cameo in Ant-Man too.
Yeah.
Very cool. So coming up next, we have the Girl Scouts. The first Girl Scout troop was formed in 1912, so they have an awesome history. They are 2.7 million strong across the world, and they help girls discover their strengths, passions, and talents.
and they build courage, confidence, and character. And they meet, according to the website, they meet at First United Methodist Church here in Oshkosh at 6 p.m.
Now we've got the Webster Stanley Marching Band led by Brad Curran. On Wisconsin. What a great song. They are proud to be a participant in this year's Memorial Day procession, and they're made up of students in 6th through 8th grade. Wonderful.
And again, going back to the theme is
yes.
that today it's about America's fallen. There are people out there, people throughout the history of this country, never got that chance to buy a home, get married, go to school, get a career, retire, live the good life.
Mm-hmm.
They died while serving our country. And today is that day. It's not about buying something on sale or going up north or so forth.
Yeah.
Right. Today is about our fallen heroes.
Yes.
And at this time we have the Fox Valley Vietnam Veterans Association coming through, and glad to see that they could make it today. Fantastic.
And coming up now, we've got some Boy Scouts. The missions
Absolutely.
of the Boy Scouts of America is to prepare our young people to make ethical and moral choices over their lifetimes by instilling in them the values of the Scout oath and law, which
and
is...
on my honor, I will do my best to do my duty to God and my country, to obey the Scout law, to help other people at all times, to keep myself physically strong, mentally awake, and morally straight. So we're very pleased to have them here today with us.
Yes, we love the Boy Scouts, and description of a Boy Scout is
trustworthy, obedient, loyal, cheerful, helpful, thrifty, friendly, brave, courteous, clean, kind, and reverent.
So in short, awesome.
Right. and look at all the adults that are behind
Yes.
them, and that is a real key. Parents engaged with the kids in their community.
Yes, and coming up next, we've got South Park Middle School Band led by Alex Rambo. 100 members in this band. Let's take a listen. Winter and spring formal concert, and many 8th grade students participate in high school band.
Yeah, and now we have some Cub Scouts that are coming by, and Cub Scouts are packs are based upon locations in schools. And Scouting offers fun and challenging activities that promote character development and physical fitness. Typically, time for Cub Scouts is two den meetings a month, along with one pack meeting a month as well. So again, our young people are having that opportunity.
And they are handing out some flags today.
Oh, that is fantastic. We have the Vietnam Veterans of America. Dwayne Cannon is the president of the Vietnam Veterans. The chapter is Chapter 437 of Oshkosh, and they received their charter March '89. They started up the 4th of July parade in 1991 to welcome home the 1157th Transportation Company. They sponsor the POW MIA ceremony in September at South Park, and they are just engaged in a variety of community activities such as the Christine Ann Domestic Abuse Center, Bella Medical Clinic, and the Salvation Army.
Wow.
We are very fortunate to have these veterans on board, and welcome home, welcome home.
Wonderful.
Dwayne. There's the president.
Got to give a shout out.
Got to give a shout out. Dwayne Cannon just does a phenomenal job, and I really have to share with our audience, he is like a go-to guy in the veterans community, and we're very blessed to have people like Dwayne Cannon. And again, there are Vietnam veterans.
Too.
Welcome home.
Wow.
Welcome home. And coming up, it looks like we have the Oshkosh North High School Spartans.
And they are led by Jim Dorchner. The Oshkosh North Marching Band is a combination of the 3 bands at Oshkosh North. This year they're performing the songs America and the Battle Hymn of the Republic. Next March, they're going to be performing in Washington, D.C. at the World War II Memorial.
Wow.
Amazing.
And again, what amazing talented young people Oshkosh has. Listen in on them. Oshkosh Lodge of Freemasons, Lodge number 27. It is the world's largest and first fraternal organization. They also do have a Desert Storm veteran, and that is Staff Sergeant Don Wood, and he is with us as well in this parade, or procession, excuse me. And the Oshkosh Masonic Center is located at 204 Washington, and there is Staff Sergeant Wood.
And they are followed by the Oshkosh Fire Department.
Thank goodness for our Oshkosh Fire Department and our Oshkosh Police Department. They keep us safe. We're very, very blessed to have them.
All right, and it looks like that is the end of the Memorial Day procession. They are headed over to Riverside Cemetery now, so I think we're going to head over there and take part in that ceremony as well. But I'd like to thank you for joining me today, Mike, for the Memorial Day procession.
Absolutely, Emily. It was great to do this procession. And again, thank you for the support of OCAT. Or Oshkosh Community Media Services. I'm getting there.
Actually, it's Oshkosh Media now, Mike.
Oshkosh Media.
We're just going to keep changing it for you. But.
Okay, but to support this event and for us to be able to share it with the people,
yes.
Because again, today is about the fallen.
And we have to thank our staff, Jake Tim and Scott Williams, along with our awesome volunteers, Ian Bartlett, Daryl Dukacek, and Gary Ross. Thank you. This all would not be possible without our awesome volunteers. And last, the biggest thank you goes out to all those service members who have given their lives. That's what we're here for today, as well as our veterans and our currently serving service members. Everything you do does not go unappreciated. So thank you so very much for your service. Make sure you tune in to Oshkosh Media on Time Warner Cable channel 2 or 97-2 on Time Warner Cable. Check out our website, oshkoshmedia.org, or follow us on Facebook at Oshkosh Media or City of Oshkosh on Twitter. So once again, thank you so much for joining us for the 2016 Oshkosh Memorial Day procession. Have a great day.